Hello there, I am Man in Yellow, and in this video we are going to be opening 50,000 coffees worth of Dreadful packs, which of course means 25 Dreadful packs. The last event has ended and so has the Sneer offer, so now we should be able to get at least the Sneers. I actually don't know if Pearl is available yet, but I should be able to get them from the packs, which is what I've been waiting for. I may not get them, but at least there's a chance. Also, I'm going to keep around like 4,000 coffee for if I get a good phobie that I want to accelerate. So that's why we're only doing 50k worth of Dreadful packs. But we're just gonna get straight into opening here, because this will be quite a lot of packs. Some Kaboom cards also. Goon already on the first one, that is really nice. This is a phobie that I've been wanting for a long time. Goon is like, outside of the small undeads, this is easily the best undead in the game. Outside of stuff like Gravedigger and Creep and the small good utility ones, stuff like that. But for a larger phobie as a win condition, that is definitely the best out of all of the undeads. It's very, very good. Should I accelerate that? Let's just accelerate it straight away, because I want to accelerate as early as possible, because then if I get cards I can actually level it up over my average level, which is 17. I would rather that I get some more Goon cards and maybe I can get him to like level 18 or 20. How much does this cost? 4,000 instantly? That's pretty crazy. Maybe we'll wait with accelerating till after. Or if we get a very strong phobie. Like if I get a Frosty or Cupcake, I'll just accelerate them straight away, I think. It's not like I really need them to be higher level than level 17 anyway. That is already playable. That pack was just nothing before. You will see some of them. You get Guillaume, that is of course expected. This is only an uncommon, so you're gonna open that from a Dreadful very easily. That's not exciting unless I get Alfred. But if I do get Alfred, then it will be very exciting. See, here we get some Doom or Goon cards, so if I had accelerated it already, then we would be able to like get some, what's it called? We'll be able to get some higher levels on it, which is pretty relevant. Also, if you heard like a plug out sound, my mouse just died for a second there for some reason. Hopefully we find Alfred also, that would be nice. I would really like to get the Sneers, just because I like pairing phobies. I also play Speedolas a lot. Big question is, will we get a new Ultra Rare in 50,000 coffee? You're not even like certain to get that in 50,000 coffee. It has happened before for players that they spend around that amount without getting any new Ultra Rare, which is pretty crazy. They should probably have a pity system, and by probably I mean 100%. Like if you open 15 or 20 or something without getting a Dreadful or getting a new Ultra Rare from a Dreadful, you should maybe just get one for free. Maybe not even that much. That's a pretty high number. I don't think most players even get to open 15 Dreadful packs in their playtime in Phobies. Also, I should mention all of this coffee is stuff that I got from almost all of it is stuff I got from being a content creator. Because we get some amount every month, and I haven't spent any for a very long time. Okay, our goon could actually be like level 19 right now if I accelerated it. Get Prometheus. Okay, now a lot of the lava maps are going to be a lot easier for me. This is actually a good phobia now after they buffed it a little bit. Being able to remove lava tiles can be really good. And we get Russell. This is a double ultra rare pack. That is absolutely insane. I think this is my first double ultra rare pack ever actually. That is really, really good. Russell is very good on some maps. Some of the badly designed maps Russell can be absolutely disgusting on. Because he can just like sit back and use the ability and the opponent can't really go fight you. Because they'll just lose from trying to do so. I'll wait with accelerating until I've opened all of these. Unless I get either like Cupcake or Frosty. Then I'll just accelerate them straight away because those phobies are broken. This is already a very good pack opening so far. Getting 2 ultra rares is very nice. And we also got Goon, which is a very high quality phobia. Also, I'm pretty sure this will give me enough XP that I get the next stress level card, which is also exciting. We've also gotten both cards for Russell and... oh my god, a third one already? That is really, really good luck so far, I would say. Heartbreaker is like... it's not fantastic, but it can be really good into specific situations. Like if the opponent is running Sneers or playing very slow on an Abyss map, Heartbreaker can actually be very strong. If you like snipe the opponent's Akira or just take away their Dolores or something with Heartbreaker, that can win you the game. Most of the time though, I think Heartbreaker is kind of underwhelming. It's not really a fantastic ultra rare. It's only like, it's like a counter pick to specific enemy phobies. That mainly works on maps with Abyss tiles. I hope they buff the health a little bit on it. We also get Buzzkill here, that is one of the newest ones. I don't know how good this actually is. I feel like this is pretty good with setting up AoE attacks. I just feel like it's a little bit expensive for that. Because 7 keys is actually a lot. And then you also have to have an AoE phobia like a Hevo 3.0 that can work with it. Like that is very expensive. Maybe that can actually be useful though. You can also use it for other stuff, but I think... generally speaking, if I want a Terraformer, I'd rather go for a Gravedigger or even Mount Rushmore. So it's only really for AoE combos, I think. Honestly, this could maybe have had a little bit higher stats. It could maybe be 1800 or maybe 1850 even, and that would be fine. If you like compare it to Mount Rushmore, I think that would be perfectly fine to give it a little bit more health. Even though the ability is a lot more powerful. It is also with a lock and stuff like that. so it's not insane. So that is, what, 3 ultra rares and 2 rares so far? That is really nice. I was expecting to get like 2 ultra rares at most, to be honest. Also, with me getting a bunch of cards, maybe I can accelerate 2 of them with my coffee. Or maybe I will accelerate the, what's it called, the stress level phobie. We also got a sulky. I think Grimes is usually better than this. The only advantage of this is that it is 1 key lower, which makes it much easier to bring out. But I'm not really a big sulky fan. I'd rather play Grimes in most cases. Just because it benefits a little bit more from actually killing stuff. Sulky isn't unplayable though. You can actually play for that in like a strategy where you take a lot of points early on and then you force your opponent to throw away a 1 key into your sulky, and then it suddenly becomes pretty decent. Essentially the same strategy that I use with Grimes whenever I play it. It's not really looking like I'm going to get Alfred. I also have to get Dolores alongside those, so it wasn't exactly something that was a high possibility of. I just wanted to at least have the chance in here. I hate how it like bounces away whenever I go out of the pack. But I guess you're not supposed to open a lot of these at the same time. It's supposed to be something you save up for. Unless you're spending money, I guess. I hope they buff Bacilla at some point. I love that phobies design. Like a big drunken Bacilla or Godzilla. Like Godzilla's drunk uncle or something. I think that's a pretty funny concept. Even though it is essentially just Godzilla with a little bit of beer or whatever he's drinking. We started off very strong, but now we're not getting a whole lot of new stuff. Not that I can really complain over any of this. We have this and 5 more packs left, I believe. But with what I've gotten so far, I'm already very satisfied. Being able to go Russell against some of my opponents is going to be pretty fun. We can also get Pearl. Okay, so it was in the packs now. I actually think this is the best out of all of the new phobies. By a decent amount too. I think this is a very, very good card. I put this like on par with Hero 2.0. Maybe slightly below because it doesn't have range on its attacks. But it is also a flyer with a bit more health. It's a very good phobia, I would say. Definitely going to find some use for Pearl. Also, I wonder if the acceleration was more expensive when I was looking because I didn't have enough XP. Maybe that was the case. Finally, I get Phantom. I've been wanting this card for so long. This thing was obviously broken before, so if I had gotten it at that point, I would have spammed it. But I still think this phobie is actually really good and people just aren't using it. Like, throwing a Cerberus into the middle of the opponent's team is still absolutely disgusting. Or some other phobies. You can like buff a Radiator if you have that and throw it into the middle of the opponent's team to just deal a disgusting amount of like burst damage. You can teleport a Hevo 3.0 that has been buffed with it. Still very, very good. I'm definitely going to be playing that at some point. It doesn't even really need a lot of levels either, because it's just the ability really. Of course levels are always nice, but the ability is what really matters on that phobie. Also, it is kind of broken with sub-probes a lot right now, but I think that is getting probably fixed, I would guess. At least I hope so, because it is a bug, I would say. Not that it really matters, since there's like 10 players that actually have sub-probes. Maybe there's a bit more now, because people are actually pretty high level at this point. But there's still not a lot of people that have it. And even those that have it don't use it that often, so it's not exactly something breaking the game. Okay, and now this is the last one out of them, and then we'll just quickly look at what I got from them. After that, I'll not do the upgrades in here. Oh, we also get a Brood Wurst. That is really nice. I got another good rare. I was actually missing a decent chunk of the good rares, and I had a lot of the very bad ones. So it's very nice to do this and get a lot of the good rares all of a sudden. Brood Wurst is also really good. I think people don't play this enough with just like a Le Shovel behind. Just going for a couple turrets into a Brood Wurst with a Le Shovel is actually very, very good, I think, on a lot of maps, depending on what the opponent is playing, obviously. But it can be really, really strong if the opponent doesn't have enough mechanicals. It's also, weirdly enough, better into monsters and dimensionals than it is into undeads. I actually don't think this is that great into undeads, but into like what's it called, monsters and dimensionals, especially dimensionals, this is very, very good. That was a very nice last pack. I was kind of just sitting there thinking that was what I was going to get, but we got a little bit extra. So out of all of these, we got a Sulky. I believe that was all for that key cost, and then it's a little bit higher after that. Got Prometheus, which is going to be very nice. I can very easily find them right now because they're all level 1. Yam, which is going to be completely useless. I absolutely hate the fact that they're doing the thing where they like split them up into rarities for phobies that are supposed to be paired. It's the same thing with the Spidolus, it's just even worse for the Sneers. I think it's actually a very bad design that they're making this like an uncommon and then the other one's ultra rare. They should either all be low rarity, or you should open only the ultra rare and then you should just get the other ones for it. Because this is kind of a like very bad thing for a newer player. Like they get this and it's essentially like getting a blank and it's just gonna eat up their cards. We also got Brood Wurst, which is really good. We got Phantom, which is also very nice. And we also got Goon, which I'm definitely going to be using a ton. Goon is very, very strong. Got a Pearl, which I will also be using, although I already have a high level Hevo, so maybe he will take the, what's it called, like the spot as a pusher a lot of the time, at least until I get this on equal level. Pearl does have advantages over Hevo though, especially on maps with Abyss tiles. It can be better because you can fly over them and you don't get pushed into them yourself. It's also easier to push enemies that aren't grouped up with Pearl. We have a boss kill. I don't know how much I will actually use this because I personally don't really play that playstyle very often. And I also just feel like if I'm going for a Terraformer, I think Gravedigger is just almost too good to pass up. So I'm not sure if I will really be using this a lot, but it's not a useless phobia or anything. It's just not really for me. Then we have a Heartbreaker, which is pretty situational, but can be very good. And also the same kind of thing for Russell, except Russell can be very broken on some specific maps. So this was actually a lot of new stuff. I was not expecting to get this many ultra rares, to be honest, so I am very happy with this. I'm gonna keep the remaining 4,000 or 5,000 coffee for accelerating, like I said. And hopefully that also means that I'm going to level up. And we are going to... Oh, that was down. And we're going to get a... What is this called? A Sasquatch from here. Which will be exciting because that will be my first invisible phobie. I don't have Creepy Devil. So that will be pretty nice for playing in Arena a little bit maybe. You can't really use them in async because of the like cheat you can do where you can actually see where they are. So they're not very good for that. But I still think it can be very good in Arena for some things. I think Creepy Devil is probably slightly better than Sasquatch, but Sasquatch can also be very good. So I will probably also be leveling that up at least a little bit, just because it is pretty exciting to see that phobia also. But yeah, that was all for this one. Like I said, I'm not gonna do the upgrading here because that would make this video very long. I'm just gonna do that and then you will eventually see me use some of the phobies. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video and bye bye.